Hey guys, welcome back to Critical Flick. Today I'll be reviewing Joe Bell. So Joe Bell is a new film that is premiering this weekend and is based on a true story and stars Mark Wahlberg as a father who is traveling on foot across America to spread awareness about anti-bullying and acceptance. And he's doing this for his son who is being bullied in high school who's gay. And he really just wants to get the word out there that people shouldn't be hateful and you should embrace everyone and love everyone equally and understand the repercussions for your actions. Now, like I said, this movie is based on a true story of Joe Bell. And I looked into it and I read about it actually before I watched the movie because I knew it was a true story. I actually would recommend holding off reading about the true story because while this does in some ways really represent the true story, I feel like the emotional impact of the film is a little underscored by knowing what happens and knowing the actual story. It is, an incredible story. It is a story that I feel like a lot of people should know about. And I think this movie is a movie that a lot of people should check out. Because the movie does have some really important messages about acceptance and anti-bullying. And I feel personally that it does it in a way that's not really preachy. And the fact that it is based on a true story does make it that much more impactful. And the quality of film is also increased by the fact that Mark Wahlberg gives a really solid performance in this one. I think it's one of his best performances in recent years. It's a very emotional performance. I feel like a lot of times when I've seen Mark Wahlberg films recently, he's kind of this action hero. He's kind of just this ridiculous over-the-top character. But in this one, he is a grieving father. He is someone who is really struggling with his internal issues because he's not a perfect character. He is an imperfect protagonist. And I think that's what makes it very compelling because you're watching someone struggle with the external factors that are happening in his life and his own internal struggles. And I think the movie really does capitalize on that and what's happening. And Reed Miller, who plays Jaden Bell, Joe Bell's son, also gives a really solid performance in this one. You really get to see someone who is struggling, trying to reach out to those around them, trying to just want to be loved, want to be accepted, and constantly being cut down over and over and over again. And I think the movie does emphasize on that a lot. I know there's some criticisms for it being a little on the head, maybe a little heavy-handed with its messages, but I like that it does it. It really drives the point forward. It doesn't do it in a nuanced way. It does it in a way for an audience that maybe doesn't know these things and should know these things. And you're maybe trying to reach out to an audience that wouldn't fully embrace the ideas in the film. And they talk about that throughout the film. It talks about you're not going out and preaching to the people that already accept people for who they are. You need to go out and talk to the people that are the harmful, toxic individuals that don't understand how their words and actions can really affect someone. And I also feel like the technical aspects of the film are pretty well utilized. The cinematography looks really good in a lot of the movie. I was really surprised, honestly. I didn't know what to expect from this film. I knew it was a kind of a smaller movie that I didn't even know was coming out. But there's some really good shots of middle America, and you see these wide open landscapes, and you really get to feel small. I think that's one of the things that's really emphasized in the cinematography is seeing Mark Wahlberg's character, Joe Bell, traveling across these huge expanses, just a small individual in this huge arena and just the insurmountable odds of crossing the United States on foot. So I think that drives home in the cinematography. Now, there is a twist in this film. I don't really want to get into it because, like I said, I think it really hits hard. I think they did a good job of making the moment that the movie shifts and you understand what's happening and you can focus on the struggles of Joe Bell's character. It hit me. I didn't know what to expect. Like I said, I read what happened in real life. And I kind of knew it was where it was going, but I didn't realize how it was going to get there. And even the ending of the film, while you could say it's in a way anticlimactic, but it's reality. It's the struggles that people go through. And I think it hits hard. I think a lot of people would maybe dismiss this movie for being a little melodramatic or cheesy at times, but I didn't get that from it. I thought that the messages hit home. I think the acting was really solid. I think it achieved what it was meant to achieve. And I really think a lot of people should check it out. So if I were to rate Joe Bell, I would actually give it an 8 out of 10. It's not the most amazing film in the world. We've seen other films like this that deal with this kind of content in maybe a more elevated way as far as filmmaking. But as far as story-wise, acting-wise, and overall the purpose of the film and it being a true story, like I said, I think it hits on all cylinders. And it definitely accomplishes what it set out to do. So if you checked out Joe Bell or you are checking Joe Bell out, let me know what you think about it. Personally, I wonder what you think about Mark Wahlberg's performance. I feel like we haven't seen a performance from him like this in a long time. And how did you feel about the way the film was structured with the twist, the way that they kind of lull you into what's actually happening, it tries to drive forward from that point? I want to know what people think, because it seems like people might be a little split on how they decided to go about actually filming the movie compared to how things happened in reality. So leave those comments down below. Remember to like and subscribe. See you guys next time.